What if everything you believe is real is just a shadow on a wall? For the ancient Greeks, philosophy wasn't an abstract game. It was urgent medicine for the soul, a discipline essential for learning how to live and how to face the end. Plato championed this view with a fierceness that bordered on zealotry. His most compelling argument for its power wasn't a complex argument, but a story, a tale about prisoners in a cave. This story, the famed allegory of the cave, is perhaps philosophy's single most enduring image. Plato's goal, as he wrote, was to illustrate the transformative power of true learning and the tragedy of its absence. He begins by asking us to imagine people bound in an underground chamber from birth. They cannot turn their heads. They know no other world. The only light comes from a fire behind them, casting shapes of objects onto the stone before their eyes. These captives become utterly absorbed in the dancing silhouettes. They name them, discuss them, and build their entire understanding of reality upon these phantoms. They believe with total conviction that they are observing truth itself. The cave is all they have ever known, and its shadows are their entire universe. Then something extraordinary happens. One prisoner is freed. He is forced to turn around and face the fire. It is agonizing. The light burns his eyes. The shapes he once thought solid are revealed as mere puppets. But his journey is only beginning. He is then dragged upwards out of the cavern into the overwhelming brightness of the sunlit world. At first, he is completely lost, seeing only dazzling confusion. But as his eyes adjust, a new reality unfolds. He sees colors for the first time. He touches real grass, smells actual flowers, and gazes upon the vast, star-filled sky. He understands that his previous life was a pale imitation of this profound, vivid existence. The cave's shadows were cheap copies. Here are the eternal forms. What would you do with such a revelation? Filled with a sense of duty, the enlightened man thinks of his old companions, still chained in ignorance. He descends back into the familiar darkness. But now, his eyes are ruined for the shadow world. He stumbles, he fumbles. He cannot engage in their old games of identifying silhouettes. To the cave dwellers, he seems weak, foolish, his eyes ruined. When he tries to describe the sun, trees, or the concept of color, they mock him. Their mockery turns to hostility, and finally, to murderous rage. Why does the truth-teller so often become a target? This story, Plato insists, is a biography of every philosopher. The cave is our pre-enlightened state. The sun is the liberating light of reason. And the violent rejection by the prisoners is what awaits anyone who brings unwelcome wisdom back to a society comfortable in its illusions. For Plato, you and I are, for most of our lives, living among shadows. The things we chase, popularity, wealth, the perfect romance, are often just cultural phantoms, projections on the wall of our minds. We are convinced of their substance because everyone around us is cheering for the same shadows. It's not your personal failing. No one chooses a cave at the start. We all begin in that difficult, confined place. But if you burst in shouting that their world is fake, you will fail. You'll create enemies. Plato knew this intimately. His own teacher, Socrates, was killed by the state for asking too many questions. So what's the escape route? Not force, but a gentle, guided process of philosophical inquiry. Plato called it the Socratic method. It starts with humility, admitting we know very little. You don't lecture. You don't force. You simply ask questions. You begin by getting the other person share their thoughts, and then, together, you examine them. They will likely be overconfident. They may say it's all obvious. You must be patient. If they stray, gently guide them back. This method trusts that people can find flaws in their own logic if given a safe, curious space to do so. The key is to never make someone feel foolish for where they started. We all started in the cave. This is Plato's ultimate gift of hope. We do not have to remain in shadow. A path into the light exists, and it is forged through disciplined, compassionate thought. Philosophy is the sun we can learn to follow. If this exploration of ideas resonates with you, please help winds of thought reach others seeking the light. Smash that like button. It truly makes a difference.